Hello, and we're back again for some more classes in Python. I wanted to just show now how to break these guys up. So what I want you to do, if you are running along with me or you've kept up here, is I want you to copy both of those. In fact, I'm just going to flat out cut them out, and then we're only going to be left with this. Now, what I want you also to do is create a new file and then go down to Python and do a Python class. And you'll get something that looks like this. Go ahead and just flat out delete it. Do a save as, and I put it in the same exact folder as I had my classes. And I want you to name it mammal.py. Now I've already done that, so I'm going to get canceled, but notice I put a small m on there instead of small c in classes. That might not be PEP standards, but I think we're okay. So now I'm just going to hit cancel, and I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to all that I did in here was paste those two. I probably, I'm trying to think, I think we did one extra. Oh, I did leave out the last function definition that we had last time. So I'm also going to go back to the original file classes, and I am going to just comment this line out because get piece no longer exists. Now once you do that, you've now created two files with the py and their classes, and as long as they're in the same folder, we can do this. We can call any of the stuff in classes that we've done before, but we have to add one more piece, which is this. And if you remember your modules, it should look pretty identical. So you're going to do from mammal. It may not recognize mammal, but don't worry, mammal does exist. And actually, yeah, I put it in a little different than that. Probably the better way to do it at this point is to just grab this file. So in other words, I know where this folder exists. There's my classes.py and there's my mammal. You can just drop it and literally put it in the word classes there. And once you do that, mammal is going to disappear with the squiggly lines. If you don't, it's still going to work because as soon as it'll look in that directory for it. Probably the better way to add it, though, I should have probably just done this, and that is add new item and done the Python class from there instead of doing a file new item. But it works out in the end. So now you can see both classes in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and, oh, look, we haven't finished yet. Then we're going to import mammal and dog, and these are the two classes that we put into mammal. So there's mammal and there's that inheriting class dog. And then it should run. So if I hit start, I get, let's put that in there, I get these four things that we wrote last time. Remember, I got rid of get piece, so I lost that last little write-up, but everything looks good here. You can also do this. Just put a star in there, and then it knows to look for any, import any of those things that it might need to run this. So now again, if I hit run, it gives me the identical look. So that is, we're going to end this one a little shorter than normal. That is pretty much it for classes. Q&A me if you need anything new. And we're going to get more into classes when we start working on the second half of the book, so we can't avoid them. And then I think we'll talk a little bit more about the practicality of them. At this point, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything that great. All they're doing is kind of spitting back information we're giving to them. But later on, you're going to see, I gave the piece in class, and as that in former classes, I should say, let's say you have a bank account and you want, you have a checking account and a savings account. Well, first of all, you're probably not the only customer at that bank, so you might be the M1 or you might be the M2. But once you're there, um, everybody has these bank accounts and everybody has these attributes that are associated with it, like a balance. Well, how much difference is um, a checking account from a savings account? Because they both have a balance, right? They both have a uh, withdrawals. They both have deposits, right? Now, with checking accounts, you might have a little bit of different attributes, but they could all use some basic class, right? And then the checking and the savings could inherit that basic class and then do whatever's different about a checking or savings account. Same thing for buttons up here. If you look at this button is meant to be pushed, right? It has a length and a width. It's different than this button that I'm about to put. They could have some base class that defines their length and width, and then the rest of the functionality can be done on an individual class that inherits those basic functions. So we will work towards that and trying to understand these objects better, and then go from there.